morning, everybody. Welcome to today's 1 million by 1 million strategy roundtable for entrepreneurs. 1M, as you know, is the first and only global virtual accelerator in the world for technology startups. Our mission is to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million and beyond in annual revenue. In support of that mission, we do these free mentoring roundtables year after year after year. This is the 675th session. We started way back when in 2008, and we've pretty much, with a few exceptions, been here every Thursday since doing these sessions. So for entrepreneurs who are going to be pitching today or at a later date, please know that we are completely on your side. This is a safe working session. You can share what you're going through, and I will candidly give you feedback. What you do with that feedback is up to you. This is your venture. You can do whatever you want. But the feedback is experience feedback, so take it into account, consider it, and then decide what you want to do. Monideepa Roy from Pune, India is our presenter today. We have one scheduled pitch, and if there are pitches or people want to discuss from the audience, you're welcome to. Monideepa, please unmute your line and tell us what you're working on.
Thank you, Shramana. Amazing work you're doing. So imagine a world where AI can assist musicians to take their product from idea to masterpiece. I'm Monideepa Roy. I work in the data science field since a decade, and I'm an electronics engineer by education.
Are you also a musician?
Music is my passion and hobby. I'm not a master of music yet, but I'm learning music all this while.
Okay.
And it's great to know that you are a great advocate of both technology and arts.
I am.
Looking forward to this discussion with you, wherein I can take forward this product, which is at the intersection of two of my passions, which is music and data science.
Okay, let's hear what you're doing.
So this product, Harmonia, it is an accelerator for music production and monetization. So currently the music producers suffer from the ideation blocks and productivity blocks in terms of taking their music to production quality within 1.5 months to 2 months based on a survey. However, if we use AI to the advantage, this is not the first product. There are other products like Suno, etc., which are competitors. However, this product aims to put together all the pieces in the music production life cycle so that the musician can focus solely on the creativity, leaving the experimentation part to the AI, and musician can use his or her creativity to mix their own production along with the assistance that AI provides using state-of-the-art models that we have today. For example, the MVP that I have now is using Music Gen from Meta. So given the
exponential... Before you move forward, within the music production world, who is your target audience? Are these composers, only people who are generating original music? Or are people who are also singing existing music and then you're assisting in the mix and what kind of musical accompaniment goes with it and so on?
Yes, so basically the independent musicians and the adjacent markets could be like ad agencies who are
that's
looking
not
forward.
my question. You haven't understood my question. Try to listen to my question and answer the question. Are these people who are trying to compose original music? Or are these also people who are singing existing music or producing existing music and trying to figure out the arrangements and the instruments and so on?
It could be both, depending on the customer's needs. So it could be an aspiring musician who is aspiring to launch a musical masterpiece to the market with a very low time to market. And it could also be people who are, as you said, looking to remix music which is already available, and they can stitch the pieces together and produce a
No,
remix.
that's not what I'm saying. You're not understanding my question. So,
Sorry.
there is original music. Original music needs to be composed. If it's original vocal, then the lyrics have to be written, the poetry has to be written, it has to be set to music, it has to be sung, there has to be accompanying music. That is how a piece of original song comes into existence. If you're talking about original instrumental music, then again, the melody has to be written, the arrangement has to be put together, the instruments have to be chosen, and that that has to be recorded. That's how that piece of music would see light of day. Then there's existing music. There are songs written by Tagore or various writers who have written songs for years and years and years. If you look at Taylor Swift, who writes songs of her own, that song then has to be set to music. Song has to be written, the poetry has to be written, and then it has to be set to music, then it has to be arranged, composed, etc. But there are, let's say Taylor Swift has a song that some other singer wants to sing, a lesser known singer wants to sing. It's not an original song, it just needs to be sung, the piece needs to be arranged, the music has to be, the instruments have to be chosen and so forth. So what are we talking about? Whom are you trying to help?
The musicians in general, any person wishing to produce a piece of music for their creation.
Do you understand my question?
Yes, so you meant the intricacies of the whole music production life cycle. For example, Taylor Swift, the famous singer, if she wants to produce an original piece, how would this app assist a musician like her?
No, what I'm asking is, would it assist? Would it assist Taylor Swift trying to produce an original song?
Yes.
Or yes, your answer is yes. And would it then assist a no-name person, let's say Monideepa singing Taylor Swift song, would it assist Monideepa singing Taylor Swift song as well to put a piece together?
Yes, it would, provided we mention the credits
Yeah,
and
that's different.
copyrights
That's
all
copyright.
over
That's
this.
different. That's different. Okay, carry on.
Okay. So this slide presents the competitive advantage that we have. So most of the products in the markets, they cater to one or two aspects of the music production. For example, Ableton, it would provide a digital audio workstation. However, all these features are not combined in one platform. So this app intends to address to this problem of combining all the features in one platform so that the time to market gets faster. And it would also provide collaborative assistance for bands looking to collaborate and located in different geographies. And it would also enable efficiency in monetization, because oftentimes the artists are not paid sufficiently for their creation. So it would provide a transparency into the monetization aspects.
Carry on.
Thank you. So the brand awareness would be based on the tagline, for example, create smart music with Harmonia. And for outbound marketing, we can use the social media channels like Facebook, Instagram, where musicians mostly use. And inbound marketing could be the SEO to the website, which would enable users to be onboarded to this application. And apart from that, the growth could be organic through partnership with influencers at music academies, wherein I learn music. I have certain acquaintances in the music fraternity and production houses and pitching at network events. For example, in Pune, we have networking events like ECHI and other events. And um, from all these, the expected conversion rate is around 4%.
Based on what?
And
This 4% number is based on what?
This 4% number is based on survey of musicians, as in how many musicians are willing to use paid app for their music creation life cycle.
So
Um,
what kind of survey have you done? 4% is an astronomical number as far as conversion rates are concerned.
oh, I see. So I have personally interviewed a few musicians whom I know through my music classes. Um, and I have searched through certain websites, and that's how
If
this.
you can get to 0.4%, you would be actually considered that you are doing reasonable. 4% conversion rate is an astronomical conversion rate.
All right.
And then what is this number? $200 at monthly advertising spent, monthly revenue gain, $500 based on what?
Okay, so this is the advertising spend to initially cater to around 100 users. It would involve placing Google ads, YouTube ads,
Okay, so you
and
want to spend $200 at monthly advertising spend, but where do you get the $500 monthly revenue gain number?
it's purely the subscription revenue. If we are successful to onboard around 100 customers, so
Okay,
that
this
would,
is what you want to get.
yeah, these are the assumptions.
Assumptions have to be based on something. Assumptions cannot just be pulled out of the hat. You're pulling assumptions out of the hat. You can't pull assumptions out of the hat. Assumptions have to be aligned to a strategy.
Okay.
Okay.
So, what would you suggest as a strategy to gain a customer base?
Your business is not even positioned yet. So you first have to position the business, then the kinds of questions that I'm asking you are vital to whether this is going to work or not. The kinds of questions I'm asking you is, what are you talking about? Who is the musician? What is the end game of this musician? If it's advertising agencies, what are advertising agencies trying to do? Advertising agencies trying to develop original jingles, original music for jingles? Then and is your product capable of generating original music on its own? That is a use case. That is a reasonable use case. That is something advertising industry, advertising agencies may be interested in. So that's a whole different segment. Then your whole business model, customer acquisition strategy, positioning, everything should be focused on advertising agencies producing original music for jingles. That is one business.
Mm-hmm.
If you're trying to cater to the Taylor Swift kind of musicians who are trying to come up with a new song, um, and trying to compose, and you're assisting in that composition process, then your business needs to be positioned as a composition tool. That's a whole different business, and the target market is composers. If you're talking about people singing other people's songs,
Mm-hmm.
that's it, and you're assisting in the arrangement and the accompaniment of the music. Maybe you want to work with voice artists who capture, and you help them capture their voice, and then you provide the automated facility to arrange that, all the accompaniment for that, and mix the music. That's a different category. Each of these are different businesses with
Mm-hmm.
very different dynamics, and you have to decide which one you want to go after. You can't do all of them at once.
Okay.
And if you're looking for funding, your business is nowhere near ready to look for funding yet. You have to bootstrap this, and if you have a job, then bootstrap with a paycheck and get this thing, learn how to build a business first. That we can teach you how to build a business. We can teach you. If you join 1M, especially if you join 1M Premium, we can teach you with curriculum, we can teach you with mentoring, that we can teach you how to build a business. And if you do have a job, I strongly recommend you hold on to your job and do this on the side and learn first, validate first, get your ducks lined up. There's a lot of work that you have to do first, and please do not quit your job until you have that work done. And that's something we can guide you on. You can join 1M even while you're working. That's not a problem.
Okay, Shramana. Noted.
So assumptions have to be realistic. Assumptions have to be strategic.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I think your first step is that you need to learn how to build a business, and you have to answer the kinds of questions that I'm asking you, decide on a positioning, and that decision has to be also based on points like bottom-up TAM analysis.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know what bottom-up TAM analysis is, you can learn that through 1M. It's all in the curriculum. You can learn that. But these are the components of strategic pieces that you have to put together to make the decisions on how to position, how to price, how to do go-to-market strategy, how are you going to, each of these have different go-to-market strategies and customer acquisition strategies. If you're going after ad agencies, for instance, your customer acquisition strategy is going to be very different from if you're going after music composers, or if you're going after music singers, performers who are trying to release recordings more cost effectively. It is actually very expensive to release recordings by recording in a studio. So is there what are you, I don't know what you are suggesting in terms of what kind of automation are you offering here? All that needs to be understood, factored into the decisions and the value proposition that you're going to bring to the table. I kind of like the advertising agency idea. If your product can automate jingle generation for ad agencies, that is a reasonable strategy, because that ad agencies have budget for jingles. They have to do jingles. Most ad agencies have a jingle budget, and that is a B2B business. So that, I think, if you want to go that route, we can work on that and put together a plan and a strategy based on that end game. The others are very different businesses. Okay, hope this helps.
Yeah, this helps greatly. So initially, I can start with the ad agencies, as you're saying, and then we can maybe I'm not sure if those popular musicians as Taylor Swift, they would use a home automation of music generation, because they use
Taylor
very
Swift will
expensive.
not. She's equipped, but there are lots of lesser known musicians who are trying to do their thing. Whether depends on what the motivation is. Please try to understand why I'm underscoring the motivation. A composer has very different motivations. A composer of original music has a very different motivation, very different business model than somebody who's a performer of existing music. And the workflow and the go-to-market strategy and the monetization model for a performer versus a composer are completely different. And you have to understand those differences and figure out where you can add value, how, why. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, let me explain how to use 1Mby1M. You can decide if you want to join, and if you do, then I will work with you more within the program. So
Great.
everybody, 1Mby1M.com is where you'll find all our resources, and anybody anywhere in the world can join. And yes, you can join while holding on to your job. No problem. In fact, if you're very early stage, like Monideepa is, I strongly recommend that you do join while holding onto your job, just because I don't want you to not be without the means to pay your bills. Everybody has to pay the bills. So 1M Premium is our full acceleration program. If you want mentoring, strategy consulting, curriculum access, all of these, plus investor introductions, plus influencer marketing, the only format you would get that in is 1M Premium. So that's a 1-year program, but you can, you can be in the program for as many years as you want, as long as you have an active membership during the time frame that you're joining for. So you can join anytime. It's not a cohort-based program. You can join anytime. If you're just wanting to do curriculum, which is fine, you can start with just curriculum. 1M Basic is your option. It doesn't include mentoring. So go to the website, look at Premium Basic. If you're looking for one-on-one consulting, I do get a lot of requests for this. That's your option. There is one-on-one consulting available. We have 3 more free roundtables in March. You're very welcome to book your slot to do your pitch. If you have questions about the program after today, you can contact Irina Patterson on my team, irina@1mby1m.com, and she'll be happy to get on the phone, WhatsApp, whatever with you. So I can take more questions. I see people in the room. Monideepa, if you have more questions, you can ask. You are very welcome to ask questions by typing in the public chat, or just raise your hand and identify yourselves and let us know that you want to talk, and Maureen will put you on the panel so you can talk through your computer as well. Anybody, questions? Yes, Monideepa, go ahead. You have to unmute. Yeah, go on.
Hi, Shramana. Do you see any immediate risks that warrant attention?
Your whole business is a risk.
Okay.
But all businesses at your stage are risks. You're just starting out, so it's all risk right now. There's no risk mitigation has happened yet. The only risk mitigation that has happened is that you haven't quit your job and jumped in full time, which is a good thing.
Thank you.
Venkat wants to talk, Maureen. Could you please put him on the panel? Hi, Venkat. You can turn on your video if you like and unmute your line. Yeah.
This is my screen and this is my other monitor I'm looking at here. But nice to see you, Shramana. So I came across a YouTube video with Raju Reddy, who was my first company in Sierra Atlantic in Hyderabad, India. I've been with that company. I saw that whole journey. It went to multiple acquisition. Right now, I'm still with that group of company with Hitachi now, 20 plus years. Recently, I got a green card in US and 20 plus years of experience. I'm more into quality engineering side. I'm thinking actually, I know it's a very basic fundamental question. I need to still think through what business ideas, what problems I need to solve. So um, I want to ask, like, what is the starting point? Like, do I need to brainstorm myself to come up 1 to 10 ideas and pick the one and then
So we have an ideation methodology, Venkat, that if you are looking to follow a structured process that I recommend,
okay.
you should join 1M Premium and go through the curriculum. So we have a core curriculum and an elective curriculum. The core gives you methodology elements. I want you to learn the methodology elements, and you should budget a good 50 to 100 hours of methodology training so that you know exactly how to put one foot before the other. And in parallel, the electives give you domain-specific case studies and knowledge with which you can think about ideation. So Ideation requires methodology knowledge of how to bring a product to market, and it requires domain knowledge. So you probably, because you've worked for so long in the industry, you have certain domain expertise. So as you go through the elective modules, and all of it is part of the program, you can basically, it will catalyze your thinking on different ideas. And what is interesting is that the whole program is case study based. You basically learn from other people who have done ventures before. So you kind of look at their journeys, you go through their journeys and you look at how they're ideating, how they're coming up with their positioning, how they're going to market. And it will give you lots of ideas, and things are constantly changing, you know. The technology right now is going through a massive architectural shift, massive, AI is a big shift. There are business model shifts that are happening because of that, like what I talked to Raju about in the interview, if you listen to it, where the services business is changing. So there's all kinds of innovation elements that you can bring into your thinking, but it needs to be rooted in kind of like a pedagogy. So which is what we provide.
Okay, so you recommend to start from there. So
I would recommend starting from there. And then we have roundtables like this every week, private roundtables for the members. You can come and ask me questions every week, and you're going to be, and I recommend that you keep your job for a while until you get to a point where you're more knowledgeable about what you're doing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Sure. Who's next? Anybody else wants to talk? Jose, do you want to talk? Maureen, could you put Jose on the
presentations? How do they, do the presentation? How you manage to, ask those questions that are going to be asked by the investors itself, right? And just learning, because I'm trying to develop my own consulting, regulatory affairs consulting company in the medical device arena, including software that use artificial intelligence right now, which there are now almost FDA regulations. They are pretty much in draft, and FDA is learning. So I'm trying to, to develop my own company, providing all the.
Do you have knowledge in this domain, regulatory affairs in medical devices? Is that what you come from?
Yes, I have more than 30 years of experience in the medical device industry, in the regulatory affairs and quality arena. So now I'm doing some job as a consultant, and I would like to focus on startup companies, small companies, and incubator and accelerators, because there's a lot of money that investor may lose because of the wrong regulatory.
I don't think that is a good focus. If you have that knowledge, you can monetize it much better in situations where there is more money available. Investors don't spend a lot of money in that phase. They're operating with very lean budgets. There are much better budgets available in other parts of the ecosystem where you can monetize much better your expertise. So
yeah, the large companies and obviously the mid-sized companies, they have more, more larger budget on that.
They have budgets. You have to go if you want to monetize well, you have to go where there is money. Otherwise, it's a very difficult journey.
What about the startup companies, which, I mean, not in the charging?
You can go for companies that are funded, startups.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, correct.
Startup companies that are already funded and are in the medical device space and are getting ready to a point where they need this kind of consulting. That's possible.
Okay. Yeah, it's same thing for small companies which are already funded.
Don't go to incubators and accelerators and all that. That's not a good place.
Not a good place for some. Okay.
No.
Yeah, because I want to provide, I've been working with startup companies, and some of them fail, and they have to be restructured on the bankruptcy chapter, and because of lack of regulatory pathway, or they burn investor cash too fast, which is a deadly.
Yeah, but those are not issues. You have to decide what is your value proposition. And I think your value proposition sounds like it's all over the place. So if you decide you want to work with the 1Mby1M program, I will help you, tighten that up and come up with a real tight strategy so that you can succeed in the market.
Okay, that's good to know. That's a subscription, right? It's going to be the premium subscription.
If you want mentoring, you need the premium subscription. Otherwise, you can just access the curriculum. But in your case, you're going to need mentoring. So yes, do the premium subscription.
Yeah, that's good to know. Good to know.
Yeah. Okay. Who else? Anyone else? All right. I'm going to wrap up for today and see you next week. Talk to you soon. Bye. And if you join in the meantime, then we're going to see you in the premium roundtable soon. Bye.
Shramana.